Dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, we'll see how to check whether the developer option, the Android Debug Bridge option, is enabled in the phone or the device from your Android app or not. So we'll show the Android Java code for this. So let's begin. Let's create a new application. We can name it as developer option enabled check. You can name it anything. Rest of the things I leave it as it is and click finish. Wait for the environment to load. It may take a while. So environment is coming up. Environment has come up. I will start my emulators in parallel on the right hand side. In terms of coding, is pretty much simple and straightforward. So first I'll complete my layout part. So I'll add a button which will be like a trigger for my check. So I'll just check developer option check, and I think I'll reuse this text view. First let me get the constraints to the button, and now in this text view I'll reuse it as it is. So okay, so my app is coming up. A perfect app has come up, but I will minimize it for the time being. I will continue with my code text view, and I'll also increase the size of the text view probably from 14 to 24. Yeah, this looks good, or even bigger than that. 34 could be better. Yeah, and that's all I guess. And I'll go back to my Java code and quickly create a public void method which will point to the button. So public void button check developer option view. Yes, I'll go back to my layout and quickly associate this with the on-click attribute of the button. So if I scroll down over here, perfect like this. I go back to the Java code, and over here I'll just assign it to the text view, and then in the onCreate method I will assign this Java text view variable to the my widget text view. The names can be different. I have kept it same, but it can be different. Now in this, the steps are pretty simple. First and foremost, we'll create a variable called int, whatever you can name, say for example dev option, and we'll get a something called settings dot secure dot get int, and we can use the second one probably, and the first argument is the content resolver, so we can use the get content resolver, and then second argument would be the string for which we want the settings. So we want the settings for something called as, okay, it's just global settings. So global dot dev settings enable. Yeah, this particular settings is what we need. So if I go back quickly to the documentation of this, so this is the settings what we are going to use over here. Development settings enable, which is a part of settings.global. That's what I'm trying to use here, and we can leave it as it is, or otherwise we can also the default value we can give it to 0, so that you know that if nothing is written, we have some value returned, and we can check on that. And then we'll check whether if this variable is equal to 1, if this value is 1, then probably we can set something in our text view, which is basically we can say developer option is enabled. Okay, else we have to set that it's not control C, it's not enabled, or is disabled, is not enabled. Perfect, I think that's all. Let me rerun this code and see if it works. So that's what I mean. This setting is what the main setting I wanted to show you in this particular code. And yeah, so my app is coming up. Perfect. So of course it's a default screen right now, and if I click on this, I'm expecting the first argument, which is basically not enabled right now. Okay, perfect. So this is what developer option is not enabled. Now let me enable the developer option. So for that, what we'll do, we'll just go to the settings. So if I go to the settings, and inside the settings I think you should go to somewhere around about emulator device. Yeah, in about the device, and in this about device, scroll down a build number. You have to click, I think 5 times is mostly what they ask us to enable the UNOVA developer. How you can check in the settings? You can go back and go into the systems. If you scroll down, this particular option you'll see over here. If you go inside, you see it's enabled. Okay, so now first let's go back to our app here and see what happens. So right now it says not enabled. If I click again here, perfect. Now it says develop option is enabled, and yeah, of course, so because now it's enabled. So yeah, and you can again of course go back here and go to your settings, the developer option, and then disable it. You can go revert it back and then rerun the code, and you'll see that it will show that developer option is disabled option. You'll see. So if I go back to my the app, yeah, it shows developer option is not enabled. So that's all I wanted to show you in this quick video, that how you can check whether the developer option is enabled or not enabled by this simple check on this particular settings. I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any questions or suggestions, then please put in the comment section below. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.